Good morning, my sisters in solidarity and brothers who believe in our cause. The sunshine leads me to believe that God is on our side. Often when large groups gather to fight for what is right, famous men are quoted. This morning, as we observe a simultaneous moment of silence with those marching in other parts of our nation, I'd like us to reflect upon the words of a famous woman. In remembrance of those courageous women who freed us from slavery, fought for our right to vote, protested peacefully for our civil rights, stood on the front line for reproductive rights, burned their bras so we could work for equal pay, sacrificed so much more than we could ever say this morning.
Call the roll.
Let's reflect upon the words of Coretta Scott King.
Come on.
Women, if the soul of the nation is to be saved, I believe that you must become its soul. Let's join our country in silence. Thank you.
Last year, some said we'd march, be home in time to cook dinner, and go away.
Did you put the signs?
We're women from New Jersey. We're not going anywhere. Good morning. Welcome. I'm Elizabeth Meyer. Founder and lead organizer of last year's Women's March on New Jersey in Trenton. It is so good to be together with a few thousand of my closest friends. It is my privilege to represent the organizations that are hosting this event today. Last year was a jolt, a year-long sharp learning curve. We oscillated each day from shock to sadness to anger to resolve and back again. A day sometimes felt like a week. Reading the news left us weary, and all these gray hairs I'm getting should be from my children.
Tell the truth.
All year long, we have been building relationships, coalitions, a knowledge base, experience. But best of all, we have discovered confidence in ourselves and one another.
Absolutely.
And here we stand together again, now poised to take our power to the polls. You will hear many people today talk about exercising our right to vote. But hear me, please, when I tell you, we will not succeed. We will not right this ship if we do not head to the polls together. Our success here today and the rest of the year will be defined by our ability to embrace the differences among ourselves, learn from one another, and help each other to discover that untapped power that lies within each of us.
Absolutely.
We need to sit together at a table where everyone is welcome, and where the conversation includes all voices.
Right.
A table where someone pulls out the chair and says, sit, you belong. Your story matters. We want to hear and learn from you. Let's stop the nonsense of labeling, admit what we don't know, and stop talking and assuming so much, and listen. I think that's what my husband was. It's time to respect histories and to recognize privilege. Listening is the pathway to understanding. Understanding is the pathway to forgiveness. Forgiveness is the pathway to healing. And if we listen, understand, forgive, and heal, we progress. today.
Hi, Charlie. Hi, baby.
Girls, take a look at the women gathered here. My dream is for you to be like them. To know that you have a voice. What you say matters. And when you see something unfair, you stand up for yourself, for others, not for money or to be famous, but you do it because it is right. Some might say that we are in turbulent times, a time when our country seems to have loosened its grip on reality and we are divided. I say, it is a mighty time to be a woman. A moment we were built for. A moment where we labor long and hard for the rebirth of dignity in this country. It is a time to bring forth the roar of all the women of this state. Our shared goals will not prevail if we allow others to be held down. We must pick each other up, stand upon one another's shoulders until our message of equality, justice, acceptance, and love reaches this nation's highest office. No one group gets to claim patriotism as their own. We love this country. We have hope for this country. As we stand in unity today, let us move forward in unity. A battalion for the voiceless, advocates for justice, sisters in faith and hope. Let all our voices ring out here and at the ballot box together. Greetings, sisters. Buenos dias, mis hermanas. My name is Leslie Bensley, and I'm a proud member of the League of Women Voters of the Morristown area. I have been asked to thank the trustees of the Morristown Green for granting us permission to march to the historic Green, where we will commingle our voices with those of patriots past. We ask you to kindly, though, be careful of the shrubbery. And I want to recognize the help that we've received from the Morristown Parking Authority, whose lots are filled to the brim, and to the Morristown Partnership for assisting us so that the business community was ready for the thousands of hungry and thirsty women in town today. But I leave my greatest thanks for the mayor of Morristown, who went above and beyond the call of duty to ensure that Morristown, as the host community, opened her arms so that a new chapter of history could be written today in Morristown. So gracias, thank you. I now give you the third-term mayor, Timothy Doran.
Wow. You know, they asked me to say a few words, and they asked me what I thought the estimate crowd would be. I was ranging between 3,000 and 6,000. I think I missed it by about another 6 or 7.
This is our chief of police right here, so
I'd like my wife to become my partner in 28 years of standing. There are some women in the house in Morristown. That's right. There are some women in the house in Morristown. And we welcome you. and we are honored to be the site of the 2018 New Jersey Women's March. Morristown's background is rich with revolutionary history, and I am proud to add a new chapter to the history today. And as we stand in solidarity with 673 marches taking place around the world. You know what's amazing when you stand up here and you hear the echo of the crowd that's a quarter mile down the street? It's amazing. It is amazing what you have accomplished here today and what you will continue to accomplish each day. I want to welcome the Governor, Phil Murphy, and the First Lady, Tammy Murphy. You will hear them up at the green, and they will lead this march. I want to at least send our thoughts and prayers out to Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver, who's not feeling well, and want to keep all our Congress members and our U.S. Senators, Cory Booker and Senator Menendez, in our prayers and thoughts, as they are with us in spirit, but they are doing the business of the citizens of New Jersey. In Washington, D.C. today, as we all know, that guy, nonpartisan, non-political, that guy has put us in another position where we have to continue to work to make sure we run our country. We are thrilled. We are really thrilled to have everybody join us here in Morristown and all the speakers that are going to come after me and up at the green. A special thanks to the event sponsors, the organizers, the community groups, the volunteers, the DPW, the police department, all that do the work to make this happen. Big round of applause. All the chiefs of police from all the surrounding communities, all the men and women that are out here protecting us so we can exercise our constitutional right of freedom of expression. It is truly inspiring here in Morristown. Our diversity, our tolerance, and inclusion are principles we govern by and live by. I hope that today's march serves as a reminder of what can be accomplished by citizens and elected officials who work towards common goals. Years ago, Morristown had a rhetoric of divisiveness. Through the commitment and leadership of individuals and organizations in our community, we now enjoy a town where groups of all backgrounds and beliefs contribute to make this place a great place to live. But our work is not done. I look forward to joining many of these outstanding individuals and groups today on the march route this morning to continue our journey. There are many leaders in the world today that seek to divide. But on the anniversary of the 2017 Women's March, I see only unity in this crowd. I see thousands of people of all ages and backgrounds joining forces, supporting each other and fostering a change that elevates everyone. I am reminded of the power and promise of women's leadership, advocacy, and organization. In 2017, election season, we saw a record number of women, people of color, LGBTQ candidates make history across this country. I hope these victories inspire even more political engagement with representation on town councils, school boards, community boards, and the voting booth. Our countries can only be better and our neighborhoods be served well. As noted in the Women's March mission, we must stay committed to dismantling systems of oppression through nonviolence resistance and building inclusive structures guided by self-determination, dignity, and respect. The march serves as a place to reflect on the work that needs to be done in 2018. I hope the upcoming year will bring more political engagement, more community organizing, more diversity on our ballots, and more of our citizens voting. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart and from this whole community, our elected officials who are here, our administration that run this town, and my partner of 28 years, my wife, Mary. Thank you. Because let's face it, There's no way I'd have been elected 3 terms without Mary being at my side. No way. Not possible. And for those who know Mary, we all know that's the truth. So I want to thank you all again for coming and participating in this Women's March of New Jersey 2018. This peaceful march is a way for all of us to come together as advocates, allies, and supporters of this incredible movement. God bless you. March on.
Good afternoon, Morristown! I am so excited to bring to this program this wonderful woman who one day we will be lucky enough to vote for her into office. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce someone who will represent the millennials and their civic duty, Ms. Esma Bengacia!
Thank you. So I was told to talk to the millennials in the House about why we march. And all I could think is, why wouldn't we march? We're a generation that experienced FBI informants spying on our Muslim and Black and Latino communities because of our religions and races. We witnessed police brutality take the lives of our Black sisters and brothers. Our indigenous communities struggle for clean water and standing rock. Our government funds the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians and remains silent when children such as Ahad Tamimi are abducted. Right now, 800,000 dreamers face threats of deportation by this fascist administration. We march because we're a generation of intersectionality. Black lives matter. No Muslim ban ever. No human is illegal. Water is life. Palestine will be free. Disabled rights are non-negotiable. Climate change is real. And love is love is love is love is love. And the power is in our hands. Jersey is one of the most politically powerful states in the country. And millennials, we are the most financially powerful generation ever. We have more buying power than any generation in history. So we are the most financially powerful generation in one of the most politically powerful states in the most powerful country in the world. Let's make it count. Last year, we boycotted Uber. We protested the Muslim ban. We organized for the Clean Dream Act. We resisted, and we will keep resisting. We'll use our dollars and our votes to make our voices heard. We'll take our power to the polls. We'll boycott. We'll march. We will stand hand in hand in our movements for justice. The change starts with us right here, right now. Because we are not the revolutionaries of tomorrow. We are the revolutionaries of today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Morristown. This is what democracy looks like. My name is Nancy Hedinger, and it's my honor to serve as president of the League of Women Voters of New Jersey. It's incredibly moving to be standing with you today. You are the fourth and most powerful branch of government, the people. Those in power will do well to remember that democracy is built from the ground up. 1 year ago, we marched together, empowered and determined to let our elected officials know that they serve us, and we will hold them accountable. In the past year, in the last year that has followed that first march, you have inspired me. You've done the work of making our democracy stronger in 1,000 small and large ways. I have watched you run for office at every level of government, and you've won. You've shown up at town and school board meetings, testified in front of state committees, you've written letters to the editors, organized protests and calls to action. I have seen you out in the cold with a bullhorn in one hand and a petition in the other. You speak out against hate when it rears its ugly head. And you speak out in defense of our journalists and a free press.
Free press.
Your activism, I lost my place, sorry. Your activism, your civic engagement, your dedication to making our state a better place is working. Thank you.
We want you to know that the League of Women Voters of New Jersey is here to support your work. It is so fitting that today we march under the banner of Power to the Polls. Over 60% of registered New Jersey voters did not vote in the last election. We can and we must do better. Together we can make sure that our democracy is accessible to everyone and that all have the knowledge and confidence to participate. Spread the word about the League of Women Voters New Jersey's nonpartisan tools like vote411.org and our candidates debates. We need to modernize New Jersey's election laws. Let's work together to move the needle toward a more inclusive democracy with automatic voter registration, online voter registration, same-day voter registration. How about expanded early in-person voting? And restoring the right to vote for people with criminal convictions. I also invite you to join the League of Women Voters of New Jersey as we consider how our voting districts are drawn in this state. Fair Districts New Jersey, a League-led coalition, seeks to increase public input in the mapping process to provide more public hearings, more transparency, and an independent redistricting commission. We believe that the voters should choose their elected officials and not the other way around. Take a minute to applaud yourselves for your efforts over the past year. Making democracy work is no small feat. We are living in a time when the person who holds the highest office in our country uses words and actions that normalize hate and fuel racism. The work we are doing is absolutely vital to protect our sisters and brothers. We must lay claim to who gets to define what it means to be an American and what American values should be. Thank you for continuing to fight. Our democracy is counting on you. So let's go march. Power to the polls! 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 Power to the polls!
We want to understand and know why all of you are here today. That's the beauty of it. I mean, just take a look around you. Look at these signs. Every one of them different, fierce, clever. And y'all are much more artistically inclined than I am. All right, so how many of you are here marching to protect women's access to health care? Let me hear you. How many of you are here marching to protect our environment? How many of you are here marching for disability rights? How many of you are here marching for LGBTQIA rights? How many of you are here because Black Lives Matter? How many of you are here because love is simply love, and we are here because it is the right thing to do? How many of you are here for one of the main reasons that I'm here?
to show our girls and our boys, the next generation, that this is how you use your voice. This is what you do when someone starts to take away not just your rights, but the rights of anyone. One of my favorite signs happens to be actually right up here up front. The future is female. And it is so imperative that we not only teach our girls to use their voices and teach them that there are not female leaders, there are simply leaders. And that we teach our boys how important it is to respect not just girls, not just boys, not just adults, but everyone, regardless of race, ethnicity, orientation, religion, or ability. Change starts with a single wave, and that wave begins in our homes. And if we teach our kids the importance of respect, the importance of listening, and how everyone else's story, even though it may be different than your own, is no less important, period. That wave creates another wave, which creates another wave, a larger wave, and will soon crash onto the shore. I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for all the support that you have shown us organizers over the past few weeks. Looking out upon this crowd today, I remember being in Trenton 1 year ago, standing inside Patriots Theater, and then leaving to step outside and seeing more people outside than were inside. And so many people say to me, you know, Elizabeth, what was that like? And the only way I can describe it is, it was that hope became tangible. You could reach out into the air and almost touch it. There are so many of you here today, and I am so excited to see as many men as women here standing with us. Because don't get me wrong, women, oh, we're powerful. But we need each of us. Doesn't matter, man, woman, doesn't matter what your religion, orientation, all that stuff. It doesn't matter. We need to move forward, and we need to move forward together. We are only so powerful alone, but together we are unstoppable. And we need to keep going. And oh gosh, sometimes it is so hard. My husband can probably come up here and tell you that there are days in our house where it is exhausting. And that has nothing to do with organizing. That has to do with just turning on the television and watching the news. I beg you to make sure that as we continue our march forward, that you remember to take care of yourselves. Take a time out if you need it. Have a really good piece of cake sometimes, like I do. There were a lot of nights in the last couple of weeks where I sat down after I got off my computer and opened my package of double stuffed Oreos and just shut out the world for a little bit. All right. Are you guys ready to march?